Hi everybody and welcome back to the KK Zone. As always, I am Kara Kaufman and I'm coming at you after a long weekend of baseball. The Yankees are just stymied at Tropicana Field repeatedly. The good news is they did manage to win a game in this series. The bad news is that after I left you on Friday after that loss and hoped for revenge, it sure didn't come on Saturday when the Yankees got beaten. They came back today to salvage one game in the series, but my goodness, that is just not the place where they want to play. It does not usually go well. That being said, because there were two games to recap instead of one, I'm going to give myself a solid 2 minutes to do it in, but I may as well get it out of the way so we can see exactly what chaos befell our boys this weekend. Ready, set, go. Middle game of a three-game set after the Yankees lost the first one. They lost the second one also 0-4. Pathetic score. Obviously the offense had nothing going on that day. Domingo Germán had nothing going on either. He allowed all four of those runs. We got beat up by Randy Arozarena yet again, as well as Austin Meadows. The only good news I have is that Justin Wilson came back and actually looked pretty good. So that's promising going forward. Moving on. Sunday's game. It took 10 innings, but the Yankees finally beat the Rays. Woo! They went to the bottom of the ninth, tied 4-4, and managed to score 4 in the top of the 10th, which you love to see. First of all, lots of hits. Love it. Second of all, the guy left in the bullpen to pitch the bottom of the 10th was Albert Abreu, just called up from the alternate site today. And I honestly saw him walk in and thought, well, that lead's going away fast. Abreu, not known for his control, managed to keep it together. He struck out 2 and didn't allow a run. So I eat my words. Well done, Albert. We'll see if he sticks around or if he's going down for someone tomorrow. Who knows? Yankees' biggest problem, they had plenty of base runners, but they could not get that big hit. Bases loaded 2 times, 2 double plays. Not good. Not to mention they was second and third with 1 out at one point in the game and a runner caught out between third and home. Very bad, very discouraging, which is why the top of the 10th with several 2-out hits in a row was so encouraging. Who played hero? First of all, Rougned Odor in his first start as a Yankee, got his first hit as a Yankee, and it was a bloop single to take the lead in the top of the 10th. That'll do, Roogie. That will do. Gleyber Torres also finally had his first RBI of the season, and it was a big one. It was the game-tying single in the top of the 8th inning. We love it. I think those hits will eventually start falling for the Yankees in big spots. Getting men on base is step 1. I cannot wait for them to progress to step 2. But in any event, they managed to win 1 in Tampa before getting the heck out of Dodge. And hopefully they can move on and continue to win some more at their next stop elsewhere in Florida as they visit the Blue Jays. Ha! Did it. 3 seconds to spare. Yes. So that about sums it up. Kind of an up and down weekend for the Yankees. Like I said, it feels like eventually those hits will start coming. Having the men on base is a great first step. Eventually they have to do better with men in scoring position. They will. It's gonna happen. I neglected to mention, I should have used the final 3 seconds for that, Gio Urshela had himself a game today. He was a triple short of the cycle, and it was funny because his last hit of the day was a single, big single, but it actually bounced right past Manny Margot in right field to allow him to get to third base. So it wasn't triple, but he did have a base hit that ended up with him on third. So this close to a cycle for Gio Urshela, but he also had a long homer, and his bat seems to be coming around, which is a really good sign. My main takeaway from this series is that the Rays are scrappy and not at all intimidated by the Yankees, and the Yankees really have struggled at Tropicana Field for seasons now, and didn't look much better this weekend, but they won that last game, and they won it pretty decisively in the very end. So maybe that is a positive omen going forward because they always have a bunch more games there this season, so... Now, clearly the Yankees were not the only team playing a lot of baseball this weekend. There was action all around the major leagues, and I don't know if it is something in the water or what, but there are so many bingo items being checked off, I can barely even keep track. I will show you the updated cards at the end of this, but let me just blow through all of the amazing things that have happened to check off squares on our bingo cards because it's time for Baseball Bingo! Okay, first of all, this is pretty easy, but a team sweeps a doubleheader. Well, we had the first doubleheader of the year, and it was between the Braves and the Phillies, and the Braves did sweep it. So congratulations, check that one right off the card. Next one up, it is a StatCast category. These are fun. I was looking for someone to throw a pitch over 103 miles an hour. It has happened most years, and it happened in early April this year, which is crazy considering how pitchers tend to warm up to their further higher velocity as the season goes on. Jordan Hicks of the Cardinals didn't need much of a warm-up. He threw a bunch of pitches at 102 point something and then bumped it up over 103 for a couple pitches as well. That happened late last week. So if you had 103 plus mile per hour pitch on your bingo card, you may check off that box with great thanks to Jordan Hicks of the Cardinals. This one's kind of subjective, but a manager being ejected and getting his money's worth. So my feeling is this: in the year of COVID, there is extra discouragement about person-to-person, face-to-face interaction on the field, understandably so. Also, for some reason, when guys get mad, they tend to take their mask off and scream, which is fully backwards, y'all. You gotta keep it on your face while you're screaming. That's when you're emitting particles. Come on! But old habits die hard, and managers like to argue. So Brandon Hyde of the Orioles got ejected arguing a call, and he, after being ejected, as managers are wont to do, kept on screaming angrily, face-to-face with the ump, mask down, boo. Now, I don't know, normally I'm looking for some kind of more fun antics for a category like this, but I sort of feel like with the COVID restrictions, we may not see too many really animated ejection sequences, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it. This is a manager being ejected and getting his money's worth. Check it on off. These next two are kind of linked together, and first one is Karen on her card had complete game. One pitcher throwing all 9 or 8 innings. And this happened on Thursday night, and it was Lance Lynn of the Chicago White Sox. Lynn has been fantastic the last 2 seasons. I wish I could say he was good for the Yankees and he was with us, but it was pretty hit or miss. But since then he's been awesome, and for the White Sox he went 9 innings. I believe it was a shutout, but in any case he pitched the whole game, so check that one off. But then it got even better on Friday night because, drumroll please, no-hitter! Yeah, that's right, Joe Musgrove of the San Diego Padres threw a no-hitter. And it was only not a perfect game because he hit a batter, Joey Gallo. It was the Rangers they were playing, so unfortunately it was only a no-hitter, but still, a no-hitter is amazing. Okay, here's what makes this even more amazing. Joe Musgrove was a local San Diego kid who grew up rooting for the Padres. Great story, right? He threw a no-hitter for his childhood team. Super great. Also crazy because he was just traded there. This was like his second start as a Padre. But the even crazier thing is, the Padres, up until Friday night, were the only team in Major League Baseball to have never thrown a no-hitter. So Joe Musgrove threw a no-hitter for his childhood team, and it was the first franchise no-hitter. That is unbelievable. What a great moment. Couldn't be happier for Joe. That's fantastic. Not to mention, every single person had that in their bingo card, so no-hitter. Yes! It happened. Alright, and this is one more that I was kind of conflicted about, but I'm gonna give it. It's the Mets. So, everyone has square on their bingo card that is Mets pull a Mets. Now listen, I'm a New Yorker and I'm a Yankees fan, but I don't hate the Mets. I like the Mets. I want the Mets to succeed because we all know that baseball is better in New York when both teams are good. And the Mets are probably going to be good this year, and I'm very glad. But they do kind of Mets things up an awful lot. And I don't know, I watched Jacob deGrom make his first start, or his second start of the year for the Mets, and, well, it was exactly what they've been doing to deGrom for years, who is one of the best pitchers in the universe, and yet cannot win games. This, as a side note, is the reason why pitcher wins are a trash stat, but all that aside, here's what happened. I wrote down. deGrom, in that start the other day, pitched 6 innings, allowed 0 runs. He struck out 7, but he himself had 2 hits at the plate. Jacob deGrom, including he drove in a run, and the Mets still couldn't win that game for him. They lost it 3-5 in a late innings meltdown by the bullpen. Terrible. I thought that happened. I was like, nah, that's not really enough. That's not the Mets pulling a Mets. That's just unlucky. Okay, sure. Totally fair. Guess what happened then yesterday? Jacob deGrom on the bump again. Can you believe he had an even better start? He went 8 full innings. He allowed only 1 run. He struck out 14 guys, and he himself at the plate, Jacob deGrom, had a hit. So what did the Mets do for him? They scored 0 runs. They got shut out, and they lost the game 0-3. So that's even worse because deGrom, in fact, got the loss. I don't know. I mean, bad luck. It's definitely bad luck. But I have to say, given what we know of the Mets' history and how they never give deGrom any run support, those 2 lines, both resulting in team losses, and one of them resulting in a pitcher's loss, that is the Mets pulling a Mets. So everybody, bingo, 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 bingo. Everyone gets to check that one off their card. And I'm sorry, Mets. So what does all that mean for us on the bingo cards? Let's just flip through them real quick. here they are. As you can see, everybody is accruing more and more boxes checked off. Some people are getting a little bit close to bingos. I do think it's going to be more of a trickle than a stream from here on out because a lot of these are milestones, which just take longer to accrue. And some of the guys supposed to be achieving these milestones are only playing sporadically, or not at all right now, but hopefully again soon. So in any case, we are definitely making progress in these bingo cards, but I think this was probably the biggest week we're going to have for a while. But we'll see. Okay, it is our first Sunday following a full week of baseball. I'm not counting that first half week, that was a warm-up. So therefore, I am happy to introduce a new Sunday feature, and it is the Zony Awards. As you can see, I had to get a little bit fancy for this segment. It is an award show after all, so the tiara felt appropriate. So what's the deal? It's an award show. Every good sport has an award show. Theater has an award show. ESPN has sports awards. Everybody's got one. Everyone loves it. We love to give away little trophies to people who do things that make us smile. Well, that's what I'm here for. The Zonies, an obvious play on the Tonys, and the name of my channel, the KK Zone. Yeah. Anyway, it works. No one's getting actual trophies out of this, but that does not stop me. I am going to award the awards that I make up every week. There'll probably be some that get awarded every week, and there'll be some that I make up on the spot, and that is fun. Alright, so the first ever Zony is in the category of Best in Show. I mean, I know it's not the AKC dog show, although, gosh, wouldn't that be fun if that were every day? I would watch that for 162 a year. But this is not. This is baseball. And Best in Show is just the person I'm most impressed with this week, and this one wasn't that hard for me. This week, it is Garrett Cole. Yeah, Garrett Cole, Best in Show for this week because he just showed exactly the incredible pitcher we know he is and that we've seen flashes of. Ungodly start against the Orioles that made me so happy, and that's the guy that we signed, and that's the guy that we're gonna see a lot of, and he just dominated. He was an ace doing ace-like things. Yes. Moving on from Best in Show to Delightful Mo, we had this moment, which is, I touched on it earlier, it's Rougned Odor. What a cool feel-good story. Guy comes to team, guy is doubted by many, myself included, not gonna lie. I saw Rougned Odor come to bat in the tied game in the top of the 10th inning with 2 outs, and I thought, is there no one on the bench to pinch hit? The answer was no, there was no one on the bench to pinch hit, but then I had to go ahead and eat my words because Rougned Odor came through. First hit of the year, first hit as a Yankee, it was a run-scoring single to put the Yankees ahead of the division rival Tampa Bay Rays, ultimately leading to their win. So Rougned Odor had a really cool moment this week for himself and for his teammates and for me, and therefore he gets that award. It wouldn't be an award show without a Best Supporting Actor award. Now, you know, your leads are fantastic and obviously they can be stars, but your show is nothing without the supporting cast also being exceptional. And the guy this week that exemplifies that to me is Brett Gardner. You know him, you love him, the longest tenured Yankee. He's on this team as a 4th outfielder and he does it with grace and with goodwill and with an eye to helping all of his teammates succeed. Well, he got some extra playing time this week, partially because Clint went through a little bit of a slump, partially just because of the matchups, whatever it is, and he did a really good job. He played exemplary defense. He made one sliding catch against the Rays that the guy who hit it and was called out because of it had to salute him running around second base. That was an incredible catch, right? And he also had 5 hits this week, which is good. Empirically, it is good. Gardy has looked good at the plate. He's looked good in the field. He is the epitome of the amazing role player, and you love to see it. So the Best Supporting Actor nod for this week to Brett Gardner. In a week in which the offense has struggled a bit, I'm still going to award this. It is the award for Best Swing. After all the speculation about Aaron Judge being sick, being not sick, being hurt, being not hurt, he played against the Orioles and he hit a 3-run bomb. That's the swing of the week to me because, first of all, whatever he's going through with his side or his allergies or whatever the heck else is going on with Aaron Judge, he is smacking the ball around. And that was a hard hit, long, no doubt home run. Very Judgian, as John Sterling would say. You love to see it. To me, that was the swing of the week that made me the happiest. So that is Aaron Judge for Best Swing. Can't forget the pitchers, though. We love our pitchers. So Best Delivery. Man, you know who's looked great this week? Aroldis Chapman. Just as a side note, he appeared in 3 games. He pitched 3 innings, and he struck out 9. So if you're doing your math, that means that every single out that he got this week was a strikeout. I don't have the word. That's phenomenal. That's exactly what your closer should be doing. That is excellent. Of course, none of those were in save situations, so he ended up with 0 saves for his efforts, but he looks great. And I will, the one delivery I will choose for him this week was the last pitch he threw today against the Rays to keep it tied before the Yankees finally ended up winning. It got him the win in the end. It was a 101-mile-an-hour fastball on the corner for a strikeout, followed by the signature Chapman stare down. He just looks in midseason form, and you love to see it. So delivery of the week goes to Aroldis Chapman. Alright, not all awards are good awards, so I present the award for Let's Not. A thing I would love to not have happen a lot, and I'm so sorry because you know he's my favorite. I love him so much. Gleyber Torres. Let's not play shitty defense. You don't have to. I know you can do this. I have so much faith. But let's especially not play shitty defense in a tied game to give the other team the lead in extra innings. Let's just not. Enough said on that. I hope we won't anymore. I'm so excited to watch him make sparkling plays. Come on, Gleyber, don't let me down. And every week has to have a moment. And this week, it's not a moment as much as a collection of moments. The award for moment of the week goes to the contact play at third base. Does this work? So, I mean, obviously on balance it must, because the teams wouldn't put it on otherwise, but it feels like the Yankees have been thrown out at home 5,000 times in the past couple games. They've only played 9 games. How is that possible? Well, I'll tell you what, there have in fact been 4 Yankees thrown out at home plate over 9 games. That feels like way too many. To be fair, one of them was not the contact play. It was Urshela trying to score on a shallow fly ball and failing. That is what it is. But the other 3 were a guy taking off from third base at the crack of the bat, and all of them were ground balls that got rolled over, and all of them resulted in the guy being thrown out by a lot. Or in the case of today, Brett Gardner being hung up between third and home. I don't know. That last one, to be fair to Brett, that wasn't even the contact play really, but in any case, feels like the over-aggressive run to home plate is not on balance working out so well, and I'm just curious to watch where that one goes. I could be totally wrong. This could just be a fluke of the first couple games, but it feels like, The Zony today for fond farewell goes to our dear departed Thairo Estrada. Goodbye, Thairo. He was traded to the San Francisco Giants for cash. Basically, he lost his roster spot because they had to make room for Rougned Odor, and Thairo was the casualty, and he could not pass through waivers, for he is a useful player. He's gone to San Francisco, where I wish him all kinds of luck. I like Thairo. I hope he does well, but it's not against us. So fond farewell, the Zony, to Thairo Estrada. And last but not least, I got one more award this week, and this is the best transformation. And I've already given Rougned Odor 1 Zony this week, but he's getting a second one. Here's why. Look at this. Before and after, looks like a different human being. That guy has always had a beard since I've seen him in the major leagues, and he now had to shave it off because he's a Yankee and we don't believe in facial hair, but wowza! Does he look 10 years younger and like a totally different human? He does to me. So that's the best transformation of the week. Shocking. I think it looks good. Rock it, Rookie. Rock it. And rock your second Zony of the week. That's it. So, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. Those are the Zony Awards. Tune in next Sunday to see who else can win some. Couldn't let us go without our haikus of the week. And yes, that is plural today because I had one from Saturday and one from today. And I feel like together they create a nice cohesive narrative of the weekend. Here we go, thusly, from Saturday. Our bats may be cursed. Or maybe it's just the trop. Get us out of here! We couldn't get out, there was still one more game, and that was Sunday, and we have... Maybe we could try ending a game in 9 innings, but at least we won. We sure did, and we really needed to, so... Happy to escape with that win after the 2 deflating losses directly prior. Hey, didn't sweep us this time, Tampa, and we'll get you next time. To conclude, I leave you with this wisdom from William Finn, who wrote the lyrics to the musical A New Brain. And that quote is thus: waiting for the wind to carry us, somewhere, somehow. Kind of feels like the Yankees have been treading water a little bit. A lot of promising signs, but also they just cannot quite pull it together to get those big wins when they need to. They're currently sitting at a record of 4-5, but they could just as easily be 6-3. or even 7-2. Because a lot of those losses didn't need to be that way, and it feels like they're just kind of waiting for something to give them a push in the right direction. Whether that is a nice wind blowing in, whether that is just this offensive spark that Gio seems to have found, whether it's Aaron Judge knocking some homers, I don't know. But they're waiting for something. I'm waiting eagerly along with them. We'll see if they find it in the coming days. 3 days we have now, 3 games against the Blue Jays again, this time at the Blue Jays' temporary home in Dunedin, Florida. So that'll be a minor league ballpark, and I'm expecting a high offense series, unlike the last one with the Jays. But you know what? We're going to see. In any case, if there's wind there, there'll be a lot of home runs. Hopefully more Yankees homers than Blue Jays homers. We need some wins, and I'm looking to get them against the Blue Jays in the upcoming 3 days. Let's do it! And until the next time, go Yanks.